Good day, Mr. Justin. So today we are going to talk about critical analysis of media freedom laws. We are Group H from Tutorial 3. I am Nisha and my team members are Dinali, Tanjaja and Wang Mungroy. So next, I pass the floor to Dinali.
I will now be speaking about the Sedition Act 1948. The Sedition Act refers to conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. This means that any article or video put out that is considered harmful or incites bad or negative thoughts within the public can be considered seditious and holds those people accountable for their actions. How this affects journalism and media freedom is that it limits what the press can put out to the public. This is an issue as the press has taken an oath to provide the public with facts and other matters that relate directly to them. However, since certain stories can be considered a threat to the government's authority, under the Seditious Act, if any negative statements have been made, the media can be held accountable for their words and can be sued under this act. In order to regulate and prevent abuse of power from the authority, a procedure that can be taken is that if the story is written objectively, media persons cannot be held liable. If personal feelings have been interwoven into the story and therefore incite negative feelings within the reader, then a framework can be created to decide if it is in fact seditious or not. If those holding a position of power tend to abuse it and who tend to abuse it when stories are written against their person, which is accurate. If and the defendant is cleared of charges after they have been accused of the crime, then those should be held accountable for abusing their power. To regulate this process, a voting process can be implemented where governmental bodies decide whether or not the story is in fact seditious or not. This will help regulate who is charged under this and prevent media from falsely being accused. Uh, Many in recent past, Malaysia has been cracking down on many journalists for stories they have written, and many have argued that this is violating their media freedom and their right to information. Therefore, I think this is a good change that can be made to the system. Thank you.
Next, we are going to look into FINAS Act. The National Film Development Corporation was formed on July 26, 1981, which is also called as FINAS Act. FINAS is in charge of the film industry. So the fundamental goal of this act is to promote, maintain and facilitate the development of Malaysian film industry. It was also created to control major broadcast media and also to handle technological advance in the film business for many years. Unfortunately, throughout the world of modern technology and online culture, the act has become more burdensome 2 decades later. After some changes in 1984, the FINAS Act has become one of the way to restrict media freedom, where to make or release a video, a news organization need to get FINAS authorization, a license that can sometimes be rejected without offering any explanation according to the following subsection. Moreover, to qualify for a video production, a company has to purchase a FINAS license for 50,000 ringgit. In my opinion, the government should provide a valid reason to purchase the FINAS license, and the Act current requirement for a company to pay least 50,000 ringgit in order to qualify for a video production should be removed from the law, or they should give a clear explanation before declaring an independent news company for violation under the Act. The government should encourage people to practice freedom of speech so the government able to gain the trust of the public. So, example case study that has been affected by the FINAS Act is Azira. FINAS stated that the documentary locked up in Malaysia's lockdown. produced by Al Jazeera lacked the required documentation. The government authorities conduct an inquiry to make sure before commencing the project, Al Jazeera has secured a permit from FINAS. Finally, FINAS dropped the action by verifying that the video was unlicensed since Al Jazeera claimed that the documentary was broadcasted on its 101 East current affairs segment. There is no need for a license according to the FINAS rule.
The next section is the Official Secret Act 1972. This refers to an Official Secret Act is a legislation that provides for the protection of a state secret and official information. A person can be found guilty under this if they fall under one of four categories. This is if they communicate an official secret to someone who should not know the information, or if they help a foreign government to act against the Malaysian government, they can be found guilty. Or if they do not destroy information after they have been advised to do so, or if they do not take proper or reasonable care to maintain a document that is considered an official secret act, they can be found guilty under this area. How it affects journalism or media freedom is that it prohibits certain information from being disclosed to the public, which can be an issue to media, as it is their duty to present all the facts and figures to the public to keep them informed on topics that do concern them. The information they provide cannot be a threat to the government. If it is, they can be held liable and could be sued, which is a sentence of 7 years imprisonment. They also have to make sure that the story have to make sure morality and law have been kept in mind when putting the information together to present it to the public. However, under this act, no matter how they come across the information, whether it is given to them anonymously, if it is an official secret, they cannot share it, and this could hinder them from doing their duty to the people. What changes need to be made to protect the media is that a framework needs to be established to prove intent, that the person from the media was providing the information with a negative thought to incite or harm the country's protection. Also allowing media outlets levy for certain information if no malice is present should also be a requirement, as sometimes the journalists may feel that the information they are putting out is beneficial for the protection of the people. If both of these have been fulfilled and the journalist is still found guilty under the act, then they may proceed to charge him under the act. If he or she has not done it under malicious intent, then they should be exempted from being prosecuted. An example was when a 26-year-old blogger was posting about the corrupt internal security system in Malaysia. Here, the government did not appreciate the negative press and accused him of releasing information that was considered as was considered an under Official Secrets Act, and had him arrested. The issue is currently under review, and if he is found guilty, he will be imprisoned for anywhere from 1 to 7 years. And now I will pass it on to the next speaker. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jaja. One of the laws whose provision affect media freedom is Communication and Multimedia Act 1998. Communication and Multimedia Act 1998 is an act that aims to protect the freedom of an open internet. However, it's not only protecting the online platform, but it also protecting the whole media and communication industries. Freedom of speech means that we can spread or share any information what we want or what we like. However, if we share some fake information or fake news, we will be sued for spreading fake news and cause the social panic. This was make us so confused. In my opinion, if they want to control the spreading of the fake news, they need to find out and catch the author of the fake news creator, not only the one who shared the post. Not only that, they also need to list out clearly about what means of freedom of speech and which one is not. It will let the public know what they need to comply with, so there won't be charges under the Communication and Multimedia Act 1998. The real case that happened in Malaysia is the case of Kang Culture. Fahmi Reza, a Malaysian political graphic designer. In 2016, Fahmi Reza uploaded a photo which depicted Malaysia's former Prime Minister Najib Razak as a clown. With this action, Fahmi Reza had been charged under Section 233 of the Communication and Multimedia Act 1998. At the end of the case, Fahmi Reza was sentenced to 1 month jail and fined 30,000 for posting a caricature about the former Prime Minister on his social media platform. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Monroy. So next, I will talk about Printing and Publication Act 1984. So the purpose of this law is to regulate perverse use of a printing process, publishing and printing media to related materials. It is a machine without promotion or publishing the articles, and the printing must obtain a legal annual printing license, and the Minister of Home Affairs has the sole power to suspend or revoke the license of any publication. Okay, the Interior Minister suspended the Agro Weekly and the Agro Financial Daily publication list of 3 months in 2015 due to their reporting on the 1MDB corruption scandal, which the minister said was detrimental to public order and national security and publishing opinion.
In conclusion, the Malaysian legislation presented in this section are clearly restricting press freedom. Although legislation should be implemented to maintain media accountability in Malaysia, constraining media's voice are contradictory to understanding about the ideal role of the media in any democracy. So we hope that the changes we suggested does help in creating a law that protects freedom of speech. That's all from us. Thank you.